you see in my hand, these are the ripe trio of achenes, fruits of this wild shrub, which are quite edible, storehouse of antioxidants, minerals, vitamins, and not only in Kashmir, but they are eaten throughout Europe and North America. If you go to the highly developed country like Canada and America, they will be putting these raspberries into the mango shakes, into the ice creams, and this is added nutrition. So I think we should also popularize the planting of these bushes and also consuming these berries.
Om Prakash Sharma has done the prestigious Indian Forest Service and has worked as Director, Ecology, Environment and Remote Sensing, Jammu and Kashmir, and Director, State Forest Research Institute. Besides delivering a great deal as an administrator, his contribution as an environmentalist is remarkable. Having written 36 books, the man is known for his ideas about nature, forests, pollution, taxonomy, exploration, travel, and biodiversity. During the pandemic breakout since March 2020, O.P. Sharma is busy delivering online lectures under a series Tree Talk. It's a chain of talks on the significance of planting trees, a mission he is obsessed with. His love for a green world has made him a relentless campaigner for planting trees and using nature as a source of beauty and sustenance. Initiated on 19th December 2010, Tree Talk campaign has transformed into a people's movement at the grassroots level. Such a mission is generating awareness on a mass level about the significance of trees in our lives.
We are at Gagangir in Sonamarg Mountains, Sindh Forest Division, Srinagar, Kashmir. Let us talk about International Decade of Biodiversity. United Nations Organization declared the year 2011 International Year of Forests, and then from 2011 to 2020, this is the International Decade of Biodiversity. Indian Biodiversity Act 2002, Indian Biodiversity Rules 2004, they tell us each panchayat and each municipality need to form the Biodiversity Management Committee called as BMC. And after that BMC is constituted, they have to go for the preparation of People's Biodiversity Register. So what is this People's Biodiversity Register? And coinciding with United Nations Declaration of International Decade of Biodiversity from 2011 to 2020, we volunteers launched a program nicknamed as Tree Talk. That was 19th December 2010 when we launched this program, and we committed ourselves for the biodiversity related awareness at grassroots level, stretching from Jammu to Kashmir and even some portion in Ladakh and even outside Punjab, Haryana, down south Karnataka as well as Andhra Pradesh. This particular concept, tree talk, tree is the living symbol of life, and with the tree is associated each and every form of life. It can be a mushroom, it can be bird, it can be a snow season, it can be climate change, it is soil binding capacity. Each and everything can be connected to the tree. This is Prunus tomentosa, Vishkand, endemic to Kashmir. They are juicy and full of nutrients, eaten by deers, wildlife, birds, but even humans consume. And in China, they have made it's so many medicines also. It is useful for blood pressure. It is useful against kidney troubles, kidney stones, and also nutritionally very rich. So this is also acting as a cyan to graft other prunus species. So this has been introduced in Kashmir University Botanical Garden also, and this is one species which I will recommend to be introduced in all the floriculture gardens of Kashmir, because this is the wild crop relative of our cherries and plums. So whatever we grow in our orchards, you should look for conservation of its wild crop relative. So tree was taken as a symbol of life, and let us talk about tree not in isolation but in holistic view of biodiversity. How our local communities have the tradition linked to the trees, how they have practiced the community conservation through sacred groves, as we find in Kashmir. We have the Pohu and Hatab tree and sacred grove in Chandigam, North Kashmir. If we come to south, you can see at Kangan also. You have many sacred grove areas where you have graveyards also, and then associated tree diversity, especially Pohu, Hatab, Parasiapsis, or Brin, Elm, Almus walliciana, Almus villosa. Likewise, you have Shatrakul, Euonymus hamiltonianus, and many other plants, and particular that sacred grove is serving the purpose of conservation also. Over the centuries, our local people have given names to all this biodiversity. It can be tree, it can be bird, it can be insect, it can be anything. Whatever life you see around, we have the local names. We have the Kashmiri names, we have the Dogri names, Urdu names, Persian names, or Pahadi names, or Ladakhi names for each and everything. Tree talk, also known as Guptugue Ashjar, this was meant to sensitize the younger minds of the student community who are moving away from nature and getting glued to the internet world, indoor life, and that sedentary lifestyle. So they should take the interest to go to the nature. So one was this: let us enjoy the nature. So when you go to the nature, you try to familiarize yourself with whatever you see in the surroundings in that natural setting. So second was just to revive the old traditions of names. Whatever names have been given to the biodiversity, trees, shrubs, bushes, flowers, and that names, local names, should be transmitted down the new younger generation. They should not remain confined to the elderly people, or they should be confined to books. But ultimately, each and every student or younger generation should also be in know-how what are the names in local their mother tongue. So that was another. Third one, when you go to the nature and forest, this is not one particular person's expertise. Each and everybody is an expert, including our farmers and villagers and nomadics. So let everybody contribute. Whatever particular tree or particular life form we are talking about, at that time we invite everybody's inputs on that particular tree. If we talk about Jugulan Regia, so let everybody continue how this akhrot is called doon, and how another wild forest tree, Handoon. What is the link between Doon and Handoon? Is it Hangul's Doon? And then this particular Doon, there was a tradition in Kashmiri communities when male child in the family was used to have the first haircut, Mundan ceremony. At that time, he was made to bury this one walnut in the soil so that it grows as a tree and he gets connected to that particular tree. So all these traditions are also talked in this tree talk, or in that way I enriched my learning understanding about nature also. But likewise, many other students also got I think motivated to undertake to bird watching, and many of those scholars in the university, they even went for forest service. So they developed a kind of compassion for the nature. And when you start loving some creatures and diversity, obviously you cannot harm. So conservation also is included in that particular interaction. It sensitizes the minds regarding your richness of biodiversity. Then it talks about the elderly way of looking at biodiversity and the way they conserved it. And then ultimately how it can be this kind of tradition which is conserving the ethos through sacred groves or sacred trees or whatever our traditions, it need to be transmitted down the line. And they should know the history, culture behind this tree conservation, behind this biodiversity conservation, and what are different names. It need not you should know only the scientific names, botanical names or geological names. Even if you are connected to the natural world through your own mother tongue, that means you are compassionate about the natural world, and you will definitely take some steps for the conservation of biodiversity. So this tree talk, which was launched on 19th December 2010, we regularly conducted outdoor interactions with the different kinds of peoples. They can be students, they can be the farmers or the forest trainings or frontline staff. That particular campaign have not yet over. This is still continuing.
So far in the year 2019, we have completed 833 sessions, and we are now into 10th year of the Tree Talk program. And this is the year 2020, which is the happens to be the last year of the International Decade of Biodiversity. So we hope to continue it at least till 2020. And with this, I am also linking the biodiversity management committees. They need to know the neighborhood biodiversity, what are the cultural links, what is the cultivated biodiversity. It can be cereals, it can be millets, the crops and vegetables, what hybrid varieties have come, what are the indigenous to our Kashmir region. And in that sense, even the horticulture varieties, we grow here apple, so many, more than 80 different varieties of apples in Kashmir. But then Amri apple is unique to Kashmir. And not only that, whatever our horticulture and agricultural varieties, they have the wild crop relatives. So in this campaign, we also familiarize our students and other civil society. This is the plant, this is the grass, or this is the related to our cultivated crops, cereals and fruits. For example, I will just quote one example, the cherry. The cherry which we cultivate in Kashmir, its wild relative is Vishkand. That is Prunus tomentosa, which is found in Pahalgam forest, also found in Dachigam, Srinagar area. Likewise, we have the walnut. I am my behind you can see this is the walnut tree, Juglans regia. But in Jammu region, we have the its close relative which is called Anglehortia spicata, locally called as Samma. Not only that, even in Kashmir, even in the forest, we have the wild walnut also. So we have some of the critically endangered and endemic species, which are RET species, rare, endemic and threatened species. One is Kahazawan, that is Arnibia benthami. Another is cowed, Picrorhiza kurroa. Then other some threatened species, for example, Belladonna is there, Atropa acuminata. Then Dhuppa is there, Jurenia. Likewise, we are able to document this whole gamut of biodiversity, particularly with reference to Jammu and Kashmir, through series of tree talks. And it has really earned that kind of popularity. Even after 9 years, still I am able to attract some nature lovers and tree enthusiasts who are coming and taking a round with me in the natural surroundings. It can be forest, it can be garden, floriculture garden, or seaside or wetland side. When we interact and interpret nature, and many other experts who are accompanying me, they also add to the knowledge regarding the biodiversity conservation, sustainable utilization, and ultimately how this should be accessed by the commercial company. It should not be without any regulation. So biodiversity management committees have been given this role to take a stock who is accessing what and on what terms and conditions he should be allowed or he should not be allowed to access that and exploit that biodiversity from the surrounding. So biodiversity management committees, I think they are going to prove very instrumental in conservation or in devising new sustainable utilization models, or ultimately also how to access this biodiversity and make use in the benefit sharing. Whatever commercial world, commercial companies, they go for benefits, profit making out of these medicinal plants or some other resource that need to be shared with the local communities. So this basic ethos need to be understood by our biodiversity management committees, which have been constituted now in Jammu and Kashmir at the level of panchayats, at the level of municipalities also. Soon we will be able to constitute these biodiversity management committees even at the level of block level and ultimately at the district level. So each and every panchayat or district is unique. Something which you may find in Kopawada, it may be missing in Kokernag area, or something in Kokernag area you may not find in Gagangir or Sonamarg area. So what is unique, that need to be reflected in the people's biodiversity register. It can be in any language. Ultimately this will be an asset, a very good document which even our youngest students, they can refer and they can appreciate the knowledge and wisdom of our elderly community who has interpreted the biodiversity in their own ways, and not only interpreted, even conserved it through their religious faith. Still we see Sheikhul Alam Nundarishi's Jarare Sharif area and that Dudhpatri area, where still some trees have been conserved in the name of great Nundarishi or Sheikhul Alam, who gave us the quote, Anposh Teli Eli Ban Poshi, as long as we will be able to have forest, we will be able to conserve the forest, we will have the food security. So that was the, I think, the vision of a great Sufi saint, and that gives us a new direction when we talk about this biodiversity conservation, biodiversity utilization, and ultimately access benefit sharing. And in that sense, I think Tree Talk has emerged one such environmental program where all different strata of people were involved. Not only technical but even non-technical, even students, even the elderly people, all almost including police also and other forces. Even everybody need to take care about nature. This is not something which is only particular department has to do, but I think each and everybody has a stake and has a role to play, has a responsibility. So that message has been vividly carried through Tree Talks.
If you look from above, they are green. But if you look towards underneath, under surface, they are silvery white. है ना? And this is called oleaster or silver cherry. So this particular plant fruits are edible. They are again a storehouse of antioxidants, minerals and vitamins. In America, they have improved its wild variety for a large size of fruit under the name silver berry or silver cherry or oleaster. In science, it is called Elagnus umbellata. In Pahadi language, this particular plant is called kankoli. Kanak means gehu, wheat. As the fruits look like wheat grains, it's called kankoli. Then very near to another plant, you see this is spiny. This is called cow dutch, barberry in English, Barbaris lycium. Its leaves can be pounded into made into chutney. Its roots, once upon a time, they were boiled and used like turmeric, haldi ki tarah. And the extract of the roots of this shrub is useful for liver problems, kidney problems, anti-diabetic. And now scientists are telling cow dutch is anti-cancerous. It looks like Japan peninsula. If you see the map of Japan, they look like dragonfly. So in Japanese mythology, culture, literature, this is very significant significance, this particular dragonfly. और ये dragonfly eats away mosquitoes. So they control the population of mosquitoes. So they help us in eradicating malaria. So they are our friends. During dinosaur times, Jurassic picture देखी थी हमने, Jurassic Park picture. At that time, they used to be very large, 1 and 2 meter long body. But now you are seeing not more than 4 inches or 3 inches. So these are the miniature versions of the earlier long dragonflies.
Those students who are undertaking some kind of research, they are confined to one particular plant or species or problem. But in the bigger context, I am telling them, even if you have a PhD, pursuing PhD, particular domain, a particular field and particular plant or particular tree, that does not mean that you should not know each and every link to that particular forest or particular area. So they need to find time to interact with local communities. Unless they interact, even experts, they should interact with the local communities to know more, because the local community, they have lived with the biodiversity through ages. So this is the essence of Tree Talk. If I talk to Kashmir or this particular forest, for example, hazelnut, virin. So virin is not found in each and every forest. It is found in Pahalgam, Adu area, it is found in Gurez area, but in every forest you may not find it. Another is gas plant. In Sonamarg area, Muhammad Yusuf Watt, who is advocate also, and established one of the high altitude medicine plant nursery. There you see this particular plant, which is called gas plant, or in Kashmiri language, Dunkul Jul. Kut is another plant, which is the special Kut area is Tolel in Badao, that is in Gurez and Bandipura forest division. Birches are again unique. For example, if we go towards Sonamarg area, we will find birches, even Jojila Pass, and then other side, Rajdhan top, you will find. and then on way to Kishtawar, Sonamarg side, you will see the birches, and then you have the Himalayan blue poppy, which is very unique to Kashmir. But again, it is found only in few locations. It is found in Rajdhan. It is found in this you call Butta Pathari on way to Gangabal. Then you find at Margan Top. Not everywhere. So where this particular plant is existing, it should find inclusion in people's biodiversity register. And I also appeal to the universities and colleges to introduce such a rare plants in their botanical gardens and harbour gardens for future familiarity and future conservation program.
On 20th September, Tree Talk campaign completed 1000 milestone, and on 19th December 2020, Tree Talk Decade, coinciding with UN declared Biodiversity Decade 2011 to 2020, will host its 19th Foundation Day. O.P. Sharma retired from his active service as Principal Chief Conservator of Forests, but his activism shows no signs of retirement. He is a passionate crusader for biodiversity, and his commitment to forest preservation, pollution control, natural habitat making, environment protection is exemplary. He gets us closer to nature and natural resources, and that is what we desperately need in a world shattered by greed and material abundance. To him, the plant is like a home we need to build and take care of, the cause he lives for, and the cause we all must dedicate ourselves to.